What are we doing here? We're going to talk some wrestling tonight.
I guess.
I mean, Harper hasn't watched the episode, so sure.
Yeah, I'm not watching this crap anymore.
Wow.
Just breaks kayfabe.
It's all shit matches.
Hey, we're about to do the Clash in a couple of days, and I'm not done because you can't sit and watch something in one setting. But what I've seen so far, is it that bad?
It's Harper. It's not the matches, Harper. There's no shit talking. That's the problem.
There's no shit talking. The Horsemen are now just, not what they once were. I mean, the only good. I mean, you got the Southern boys, but I mean, for the most part, it's just shit.
What about Tom Zink?
Huh? Tom Zink? Yeah. The Z-Man. And then I'm thinking, fuck, PM News is coming up next. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Hey, Austin's on the way soon.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's better days ahead. It sounds crazy. I know people are like, what do you mean? No, there's better days ahead. But hey, real quick, before we jump into the episode, I do need to mention a couple of things. First, shout out to Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, our largest page contributors monthly. Thanks for your support of the show. And it had one new patron this week, Philip M. Thanks for signing up. Thanks for becoming a patron. We appreciate it. Enjoy those 300 plus Patreon exclusive shows, including the video reviews of these things. And as Doc just said, we have a Clash of the Champions coming up. I believe it's Clash 12, where it's an entertaining clash. I've got some complaints and concerns, but it was a good clash, and more on that. I think we'll drop it a day or two after this show drops. So we got the clash coming up, and you can get access to all of the clashes, including that one, by signing up at tinyurl.com/BTT. Patreon BTT. That's tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT. But I do feel your pain, Harper. We're just in a period that was different for us. And like Doc said, this stuff's all kind of new to him. So yeah, it's a different world. There are some nuggets of gold, but there are also some times where it's like, God, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
And the main thing is, we said this last week before, Doc, the shit talk is just, it's lacking.
It's all generic, overproduced nonsense.
Well, let me get
at the end of the day, if y'all ain't keeping up with what the Briscoes are doing on Twitter versus FTR, I mean, they've half convinced me that there's going to be some real assault and violence when they meet up. Because they're acting like this shit's personal and they're mad at each other. Am I wrong, Mike?
I'm trying to remember what Jay Briscoe popped.
He said, please know that the next time we see you, y'all are fucking dead. We're going to fucking kill y'all.
I didn't actually like that line, although I don't either because
it's too far.
It's not just too far. It's just you're not going to kill him. But the line that got me was something to the effect of,
he said He said that they would show up at AEW, beat FTR before the commercial break, and while the commercial comes on and it's the box and box, they'd be dancing on their bitch asses.
And then he said, destroy y'all whole fucking tag division. And
then what are y'all going to do about it?
That's actually the one that was better to me than that one where he's saying we're going to effing kill y'all. Because I don't know, like, you got to be real. Nobody's going to kill anybody. It's, promise what you intend to do. You really don't intend to kill him. You intend to hurt him, but you ain't trying to kill a man.
But I get the feeling they're trying to convince me of some severe ill will towards one another. Where these guys just look like they're trying to get to the end of the take.
Yeah.
Agree.
And not have to cut it and not have to recut it.
And let me say this: we're talking about the Briscoes, but the FTR's promos are just as damn good. Like, they're going off too in a different manner. It's not as wild as Briscoe. I pop at Mark Briscoe because he's comedy, but he's not comedy. He's always eating something. He's eating a sandwich one time, crackers, eating pudding. Like, dude's a clown and not even trying to be a clown. He's just eating while his brother cuts a promo. I think that's great. But to the point Doc made, Yeah, this is it. You nailed it, Doc. God, I hate when you're right. But you've admitted tonight the Cowboys issues, and now you're right about this. It's just generic. It's cookie cutter generic.
I mean, here's the thing, and it's with the current product too. It might be scripted, but I believe that there's some sort of professional jealousy or professional competition between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar to who can be the top of the mountain. And I might have to talk myself into more of it than like if Ole was cutting a promo talking about ending Dusty's career. But it's at least believable that those two guys might not like each other because they both want to be the top guy on the mountain. I got to have some plausible believability that we're going to have that people are trying to do something for real. And I'm sorry, but JYD waddling around ain't doing it for me.
No.
Well, okay, and you just said something. Like they might have a little bit of real animosity. So I'm going to ask Harper, but I'm going to not ask him to say names. Harper, Wildcat locker room. Does everybody get along singing Kumbaya, or are there some egos involved from time to time? I'm not asking you to put anybody on blast.
There's all fucking egos. Everybody thinks they're John Cena.
There's a reason I ask him that, because everybody likes to think, these guys are working, but there's animosity sometimes between guys, whether you're on the indies or whether you're on the big time. Like,
hey man, you sports. I tell the boy all the time. He's like, I don't like so and so. I'm like, you don't have to like him. I ain't asking you to invite him over, but come game time, you got to work with him.
Good point. Very good point. All right, well, let's get into it. Get this video version going. So, again, this is September 1st of 1990. Can y'all see the video and Bob Cottle and JR?
And let's be clear, when Harper said everybody in that locker room thinks that they're John Cena, he's talking about himself.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he is a superstar.
I am a superstar.
Doc, remember we used to walk around work whistling? When I say walk around, like you just cruising through the hallway and hit that, and it's like a duck call. There's only so like your ears aren't tuned to it unless you're a duck, right? If you had one of those duck calls, well, so I could be walking and not see him, and I hear that, and my head lifts up like. So then one time, this is an old story, as Brad Armstrong is cutting a promo in the first match because he's taking on Brian Carr. One time, Doc. It was another coworker who heard the song and she didn't know what it was, but she was like, I wonder who's always whistling that. That's you and Mike. Remember, you know what I'm talking about, Doc?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But anyway, it's funny because I told Doc one day, I was like, man, you think anybody ever hears it when we're just walking through the halls and cruising the halls and think and look up and go, wait, that's John Cena's music. And he's like, bro, ain't nobody in here watching that. I mean, there's thousands of people, but, obviously there's probably someone, but, for obvious reasons, I don't know. But it's like a bird call of sorts, so.
Was it the chick that likes the horses?
No, not that one.
No.
Nah, different one. Wonder how she's doing.
I don't care.
She's probably riding the horse.
Yeah.
Not this one.
Oh.
She was not the horse riding type.
Mm.
All right, let's keep moving. So again, this episode of Saturday Night, it was actually taped on August 20th, and we're back at the Cobb County Civic Center. I love this building. Don't have the attendance records from this.
I do too, but do we ever work anywhere else?
No.
Yes. Georgia Mountain Center. We go there.
That's their sportatorium.
Yeah, well, they alternate a lot of times between Cobb County Civic Center and the Georgia Mountain Center. That's where they go to. And you know what? I don't blame them for going here a lot and taping here because there's at least there's a crowd here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not empty. There's some times in 90 and even 91 where you see some emptiness from what I recall. Even though we don't have much longer left in 90. But the first, Bob Cottle and JR open the show. The copy we have is slightly cut off, and we do hear Jim Ross say we'll see a video package of the newcomers, the Master Blasters, who will actually debut at the Clash, so more on that later. I want to get Doc and Harper's thoughts on that video package once we get to it. We go to the first match. It's Brad Armstrong versus Brian Carr, who we've seen a little bit of lately. We get a picture-in-picture promo from the Candyman, Brad Armstrong, who mentions he's happy to be back in the NWA.
Right here, Brian Carr kind of looks like a jacked-up Jimmy Garvin coming in the ring.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like Jimmy before Jimmy got off the cycle.
Come on.
It's true.
You shouldn't be promoting those kinds of things.
You say it all the time.
No.
All right. Cottle mentions Brad and Tim Horner will be facing the Master Blasters at the upcoming Clash 12, which is taking place on Wednesday night, September the 5th, which, again, you can hear on our Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Sign up and get access to it. Doc, I'll go to you. Not a bad match, but, I don't know why Brad is the Candy Man. I mean, I know why they called him that, but...
Why?
Actually, I don't know why. I'm just saying he's... I don't know.
Well, he's not handing out any candy like he was supposed to.
Well, don't say that.
Why he's the Candy Man?
Would you take candy from a wrestler?
Harper? Don't give me no Would you take candy from a wrestler?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what's in that candy? I mean, imagine if they handed you some Fun Dip. You know what that stuff's laced with.
Oh, God.
Harper, please tell me you did not try to snort that stuff as a kid.
With the Fun Dip?
Yeah.
All of it's just fucking sugar.
Yeah, it still burns.
And that fucking big white stick that you would stick in there.
You eat that Fun Dip from a wrestler, you're going to wake up with that white stick sticking in your butthole.
Mm.
Have you seen Fun Dip lately? How much smaller the little stick is than
tiny.
It used
to be? Yeah.
It's like a toothpick. That thing used to be huge, man.
It's like, wait, right. I mean, what the fuck? It's like, hey, let's just take sugar and fucking color it and put it in these little bags.
It's basically
we'll make millions.
Yeah.
God, there was nothing like a thing of Fun Dip after school, bro.
Or fucking know what I used to love? The fucking ring pop and those candy. It was a whistle made from candy. Remember those?
I do.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
I used to love those things.
I didn't like the ring pop. It was like, Doc, any thoughts on Brad Armstrong and Brian Carr here? It goes a little while.
Well, we did hear during this match that JR said that Buddy E. Lee Roberts will be at the Clash.
I think they said that last week. Stay tuned to that if you are a...
he said Buddy Roberts last week, but he said Buddy E. Lee Roberts.
That's your VCR for that one, right, Harper?
Buddy E. Lee. So he's trying to say Robert E. Lee?
I think that's what he was going for.
Is
that what you figured, Doc?
Bro, all I will say is that it is a Confederate flagathon at the opening match of this upcoming Clash.
Oh, boy.
Where is it at?
Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah, that's right, because the next one is in Knoxville, maybe? I'm trying to remember.
Because we're not just a Southern promotion.
Yeah, well...
VA's mullet is terrible, by the way. It's getting worse.
They're not a Southern promotion, but they got fucking Eric Bischoff dressed like a fucking Confederate general for fucking Halloween Havoc.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Brad wins with the Russian leg sweep and pins Brian Carr as he should. Let's...
Candyman.
The Candyman.
Why? What good is that?
Boogie? Nothing about you says Candy or Man.
Like, who's sitting there saying, hey, man, we got Brad Armstrong here. It's like, you know what? We need to call him the fucking Candyman.
Harper, who told Michael Hayes that white lipstick was going to be good?
What? That's his teeth, huh?
No, that's not his teeth. You just listen and watch this.
He's dressed up like that dude that was at the Capitol on that time.
Dude, he actually does have that color face paint on his face.
Yeah. First thing I thought of was like, "Hi, dude, let's riot, let's riot."
We're taking it back.
Let's listen to Hayes and Garvin here.
Wednesday night, get your face in the place. The place being right here on TBS. Mountain Madness Fall Brawl 2. You will see the fabulous Freebirds led by General Bud E. Lee against those phony Southern boys and Bullet Bob Armstrong. And I want you to understand, people, we have not one intention of coming to win. No. We're coming to embarrass you in front of the biggest audience ever. Yeah. We will heal the sick and raise the dead, make the mothers go out of their head.
I can't get past the way they look. It's a new high every week. What a train wreck. Doc, your thoughts on Hayes and Garvin here?
Garvin's so bad looking that I don't even focus on Hayes.
Yeah, he looks like I don't know, man. God.
His beard's growing back, Harper, though, because like
it's back for the Clash too.
Yeah, he's got a stubble here for sure, but I don't know how to describe Garvin. I mean, Harper said it a couple weeks ago. He looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid, and he did.
He did.
Now his beard is growing back, so it doesn't look as bad, but he needs a full beard. He doesn't look right.
But the opposite of as bad isn't good.
Yeah. And why is it? Yeah, dude. Why is Michael P.S. Hayes wearing the lipstick, and why is his face painted like he's fucking Adam Ant?
He looks ridiculous.
It's like he's been off Felch and Casper the Ghost.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I can't answer that question, Harper. I can't. But hey, they're in some the match at the Clash is something to look forward to with them and Southern boys. It really is. So, I can't do the Freebirds Winners era. It's not what it should be, but hey, it's neither here nor there. They do look absolutely, utterly ridiculous, though. And I'll leave it at that. Doc, any other thoughts from you on those two at that moment?
No.
Jesus Christ. All right, so we get a bunch of commercials, and then when we come back from commercial, we go to the wrestling wrap-up with Jim Ross. Doc, were you about to say something before I play this?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to jump in. Jim Ross is hosting the wrestling wrap-up this week, and we're going to hear another statement from the Black Scorpion. Let's go now to JR with the wrestling wrap-up.
Welcome back to TBS, everyone. Jim Ross back with you here on the Wrestling Wrap-Up. Remember, the Wrestling Wrap-Up, the official publication of World Championship Wrestling, is on sale wherever you see WCW events. Well, this Wednesday night, the Clash of Champions Sting will defend his World Heavyweight Championship for the first time on national television, and it will be against the mysterious Black Scorpion. The Black Scorpion's identity, a well-kept secret, no doubt about that. And he talked to us last week, but he's also had another statement that he has made recently, and we want you to hear that right now. These are comments from the Black Scorpion.
Sting, how has your week been? Figure out who I am yet? No? Well, I didn't really think you would. I could tell you, but why? I want you to be scared. I want you to wonder. I want you to look behind you. Check in the closet. Check behind the bed. Sting, on the 5th, at Mountain Madness, we might both find what we're looking for. I'll tell you what, if you beat me, I'll tell you my name. If I beat you, it won't matter, because you'll be in no shape to care. Enough for now, Sting. Think about it one more week. September 5th, Mountain Madness. I'll be waiting for you. Good luck, Sting.
All right. Scorpion dropping some mysteries here. Doc, what are your thoughts on Black Scorpion there? Because we got a lot of these to go to before we get to the end of this thing.
It's pitiful. It's embarrassing. And somebody there knew how bad it was and let it happen.
They not only let it happen, they never hit eject on it.
No, they just like, let's fucking keep on riding this shit through.
They just let it roll. We got a long way to go for this thing to play out. That's the other.
There's a bunch of people that should be embarrassed.
Yeah, dude, it's so bad.
It's just awful.
And the thing is,
go ahead.
Like, if you're watching that for the first time, you're like, well, what's he gonna look like? It's just, he's wearing a fucking black mask and the fucking what do you call it? The whole the you know, the whole just plate. Yeah, well, but in the ring, that like black, I don't know what you call it, like with the sleeves and I'm like, what? That's it.
So
that's it.
Let me play devil's advocate. If you're 7, 8 years old, though.
No. Scary was Kamala. This is goofy.
Yeah, this is fucking goofy. The Black Scorpion was just your standard masked wrestler, like the Gladiators. That's what he's just a masked wrestler, like we've seen a million times.
Fair enough. I'm, again, devil's advocate. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you think he looked better?
Well, I mean, right here. Okay, here's the thing. You're stating something you already know when we see him at the Clash. At this moment in time, we hadn't seen him at the Clash. We don't know what he was going to wear to wrestle in. All we see is this silhouette, not necessarily a silhouette, but a foggy type, produced man with what appears to have a hood and a robe on, but we don't really know what he was going to wear at this moment. So I'm just like, to me as a kid, you're seeing this. Yeah, you're kind of like scared and you're like, oh God. And if you're one of those little stingers, doesn't mean there were lots of them, whether Doc wants to admit it or not. Yeah, I mean, I think kids would be intrigued by this and trying to figure out, wait, what's going on here? It's a little different for.
Yeah, but then once you see him, you're like, this is it?
That's a finish?
Right.
Maybe. We'll talk about it at the Clash, but...
Do we have to?
I know you got a lot to say. I actually got some questions for you about the way it goes down at the Clash, but... Yeah, I mean, Harper, I hear you. Look, I'm not trying to defend it. It's dumb. But I think there's an audience
what's happening,
for it.
Harper. Mike admitted this to me last week. He's like, look, it was after we recorded the other night. He's like, look, I know this shit's terrible, but I really need you and Harper to make it sound interesting, or we're never going to get through this shit.
We can't.
Well, we have to, Harper. So you got to put on your working boots.
Okay.
And you got to lie to the people, and you got to make this shit seem interesting.
This is great.
There you go. Keep doing that. See, there you go.
It's like the Night Stalker.
If you don't learn,
Smoky Mountain. But
bruh,
you don't learn how
you're
to
joking.
fake
The
it.
Night Stalker's coming soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Look, if you don't learn how to fake it, you're never going to make it in the corporate world.
Bro, that's why Harper's not in the corporate world.
Yeah.
I can see him showing up to some bull crap meeting and just be like, bruh, this is stupid. to some booker. And they're looking like, did he just say that? Yeah.
And why are his sleeves ripped off of his shirt?
All right, let's move on because I've got something I got to play here for us. The next match on the show is Sting versus Sheik Ali Shakar, which is George Weingroff
He did that in Smoky Mountain too.
Yes. One show, right? Not more than one.
Yeah, he did a pickup where he was a guy that Kevin Sullivan brought in to attack on Brian Lee.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
There were several of those guys that did like one-offs, and he was one of them.
He was one of them. And Ron Wright cut a promo for this guy, I think, saying something like, because he was built from Iraq, and he was like, oh, no, it's humanitarian effort over there in the Middle East. The Americans are over there, pampering babies and handing out milk. It was so not politically correct, but that's what made Ron Wright great. So the reason I pause it is because we're going to get a picture-in-picture from Sting talking about the Black Scorpion. And then Sting's opponent here, Sheik Ali, starts praying before the match. And Bob Caudle makes fun of him and says, I don't know if he was praying to Mecca or what. And then Sting goes, they would have canceled Sting if there was a Twitter back in the day, or we were in today's day and age back then. Sting starts mocking him as he's praying, and he continues to mock the prayer motion, and the Southern wrestling fans are lighting up like a Christmas tree as Sting mocks the Muslim. And I'm just like, boy, I just kept thinking, if there was a Twitter back then, which obviously there wasn't, the world would have lost its mind at this moment. Let me play it. That way y'all can watch it and we can discuss it. But Doc, as we're waiting for it to get to that point, any thoughts about what I was mentioning?
You could do this again right now. Hell, Sting's still wrestling. He could reprise his role.
Bro, if they did this on TV nowadays, they would be like, cancel AEW. Cancel WWE.
Let's do something great. Let's do something that gets a reaction.
All right, look, so he's praying. All right, watch him, Harper. He's praying, and Sting's staring at him as the picture, and Sting points to him. And then the fans are yelling, so the guy gets up, and he's like, be quiet, I'm trying to pray. And now Sting just throws it into Southern Wrestling overdrive when he gets on his hands and knees and mocks the dude. This is so dirty. This is so dirty. He's praying. He goes. Look, we're a religious-free and politics-free podcast, but I can't help it. The man's praying right now. So Sting's just watching him. Thought he got on his hands and knees. When's he going to finally get on his hands and knees, Doc?
I didn't see that part.
I thought he did.
Mm.
Okay, I guess I'm seeing things.
What the hell?
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
He mocked him right there. He didn't get on his hands and knees, but he bowed down to him like, there you go. Oh, come on. He's
Hey. He's just Sting is just exercising his First Amendment rights.
That's right.
Freedom of speech.
Let's get back to it. Sting mocking this poor man's religion and his prayer.
Man, George Weingroff, he's awesome here. They had something with this.
Well, George Weingroff is talented. He's not just
He's a talented wrestler, and he's selling the gimmick. I enjoyed this match. Wrong guy won, but I enjoyed it.
What's he wearing? BDU pants? Like military? This was before Desert Storm, right?
Saddam's Royal Guard, pal.
No, this is during that moment, Harper. I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, didn't it start in? I think it just started at this time.
They said it on here. JR's like all the men and women that are deployed.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, this is when it had just started. So like this was a hot item.
What's Ranger Ross at?
Thank God not on our television lately.
He's the Pearl.
Yeah, he was the Pearl. That's right. Was Harper here for that show?
I don't know.
He wasn't. He missed it. They put Ranger Ross in a Japanese gimmick, like he was the Great
Black
Buddha.
Pearl?
Well, they had him. He was completely masked, so you didn't know it was him unless you knew it was him.
Yeah, but you can still see his skin tone, right?
No, he's completely covered, head to toe.
Oh, All right.
There's no, you could not see anything, and it was terrible. It was the minute you saw him, you're like, look at this stupidity. I mean, you think Black Scorpion's dumb? That was even dumber. Sting mocks poor George Weingroff here, Sheik Ali, but Sting's going to end up winning this match. He's going to hit the Stinger Splash and then the Scorpion Deathlock. Doc, any thoughts on these two here? Which actually they had a good match because George Weingroff knows what he's doing and he's an experienced professional wrestler.
I agree.
All right.
I thought this was a really entertaining match. I thought it was good. I mean, nothing wrong with it.
So we'll keep moving then. They have a commercial where they plug the Clash again and a little bit more talk about the Black Scorpion and the match that's coming up with Sting and Scorpion. And Flair and Luger are going for the U.S. title at the Clash. And then the next match is going to be Mean Mark versus Jason Knight. Let me get to it here.
Jason Knight bleaches hair.
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize it till you said it, and I don't know how I didn't realize it, because, God, it's glowing.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see it from... Oh,
wow.
Christ. Mean Mark looking like the Undertaker of...
He's growing that hair out to get ready for that role, you know?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it's the best gimmick ever, right?
Harper just said it. Like, if you... Okay, I'm not saying it's exactly like it, but if you look at him here...
He looks like him.
That looks like Harper said it, American Badass. I mean, he really does. But Mean Mark's looking good, gotta say. He taking on Jason Knight. Paul Lee dangerously cuts a promo. He mentions to tune in tomorrow to the NWA main event to hear some final words from the Black Scorpion. I think we'll pass on that, Paul Lee. And Doc, I'll throw it to you. Any thoughts on this match?
I need to get 2708.
Do you need audio from 2708 or just
No, it was a good looking move.
Okay. All right, so let's go to it. Here we go. Oh, let me go back. When he the suplex. Yeah, it's coming up. I went back a little bit so you can see when he picks him up. Yeah, he holds him up in the air for a while.
Let me get you back up here.
Get your fucking legs straight. You fucking idiot.
But the way that Undertaker like jumped on the suplex was nice.
He muscled him too.
Yeah.
Because those legs were folded over. Yeah. Any other thoughts, Doc, on these two? Mean Mark wins. He goes to walks the ropes, elbow drop on Knight for the win. I tell you what looks great. It looks awesome when he hits that flying lariat.
It's just hard to believe we can't find something for this guy to do.
I posted y'all are gonna.
I mean, I'm not saying that he needs to be the Undertaker. I'm just saying we don't see enough in him to not let him leave.
So,
while Ole's voicing over the Black Scorpion, he's also telling Mean Mark he ain't ever going to draw a dime in this business. Maybe we have the wrong guy booking now.
And fucking Elegante.
Yeah. Well, that's
that was a Ted Turner thing.
Yeah.
So, what I was going to mention is I posted a promo of Mean Mark and Paul Lee from the show from 2 weeks ago that we did on the Facebook page, not group. And, dude, there's 30,000 followers on that page now and 15,500 likes or something like that. The page has grown. There's got to be a significant number of, I don't want to say significant, but there's a portion of people who follow that page and like that page who I don't think listen to us. And one of the comments that was made about Mean Mark when I posted the promo from him and Paul Lee was that, oh, look, it's the Undertaker. Before he made it sound like WCW, not WCW trashed him, before he ran for the hills and turned his back on WCW. And I was like, bro, you really sound stupid. This man, God, I hate to say it. I don't want to sound like Darren, but he had one of the best gimmicks ever. What are you talking about? I mean, people really say dumb shit.
You just got to ignore it.
Well, I get that part, Harper. I really do. But my whole point is, like, he's the damn Undertaker. Like, what are you talking about? So anyway, it just thought I'd mention that because, hey, best gimmick ever, Calloway.
Best gimmick ever, Calloway, man.
It really was. Best gimmick ever. So anyway, Mean Mark wins, and I can't believe they couldn't find something to do with this man. Easy to say for us, but don't get it. All right, Doc, any other thoughts as we go to Missy plugging the main event?
Come here, girl.
We can't find somebody for her to manage.
She's hosting the main event with JR.
God, she looks good right there, too.
Dude, you know what sucks is I feel like the Steiners as baby faces don't need her because they're so over, but she was with them.
Yeah.
And I just feel like,
man, here's
would
the
they
thing.
be more over with her, or is it no, they did right by not having her with them still?
Hey, Harper, have you heard the news?
What?
Speaking of broads, Sonny's back in jail.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, she's probably going to stay in jail, huh?
Come on.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I'm with Harper. It gets to a point where it's like, look, we wished you well. We want you to clean up your life. But it gets to a point where it's like, if you can't stop doing things that land you in jail, look, I'm a very forgiving person. One time and you get out and rehab yourself, maybe two. How many times she's been in now? I mean, it just gets to the point where it's like,
I forget how many DUIs she's had. 4 or 5?
I thought she was up to like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck?
And I think this was allegedly, she was charged with threatening the boyfriend or something, the current boyfriend.
Yeah, what? It's just like, what the? It's like, you're pushing 50. Grow up. Okay?
He's not wrong, Doc.
What about, did you hear about Jenna Jameson?
No.
She's in the hospital, and she said she has some disease, but then her, like, boyfriend or whatever said, nah, she ain't got that. And they showed a picture. She looked awful.
I'm not surprised.
Better get these girls when they're young and hot.
I'm with Harper. It gets to a point where it's like, grow up.
Yeah, for real.
You're 50 years old. What is the problem here?
You saw that shirt? It said, "Wine and dine me, Frankenstein me."
Yeah, I'm going to that. We're going to it. We'll move on now. So, the next matchup is Rick and Scott Steiner versus, once again, Death Row and Snake Watson. Last time they went up against Death Row, it was something else. Scott Steiner gives a young fan a shirt that says, "Wine me, dine me, Frankenstein me." And I'm not going to comment anymore because I'm not convinced that this young lady is of age that they give this to. Definitely looks underage to me. There's the shirt, "Wine and dine me, Frankenstein me." And that is not an of age person. That's a young teenager.
Oh my God, I got that from Scott. He's gonna Frankenstein me. He's gonna wine and dine me.
Doc, is it safe to say she's not of age?
I'm not saying anything about anything until you move on.
Legal department at BTT says keep your filthy comments to
standards
yourself
and practices. Our standards and practices department is woefully under budgeted, but even we've got, we do have a couple of things in place, protocols, and that's going to be one of them.
Yeah.
I don't think I can add anything more to that, so I'll just keep moving. We got a picture.
We're not here to mess with the women, the kids, or the animals.
That's right.
Everybody else needs to get a helmet put on, but those three things,
Especially earlier when you all were mocking a certain political party.
Who?
What? Not us.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for Harper to say bump stock, bump stock, bump stock, bump stock like a 4-year-old does.
Heritage,
but anyway,
not hate.
We'll keep moving. because we are going to get let me just play what's going to happen here.
To make earlier regarding the Steiner brothers, let's hear this statement.
This is a new day in professional wrestling. I've been all around and I've seen all of them. Now the Steiners, listen to me, the Steiners has the potential of being the great. I'm high on it. People, watch them. You ain't never seen where they go in places that you couldn't even dream of. Just
I need to apologize in advance. I need to apologize in advance to longtime BTT Hall of Fame patron Duck Bozar. Ducky, I'm sorry, because I know you love you some Thunderbolt Patterson because you're from the Mid-Atlantic area. But that was terrible. Harper, what did you just say? What was what?
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. He's making a pitch to manage the Steiners, it seems, and I want nothing about Thunderbolt Patterson with the Steiners.
Why can't he complete a sentence?
Because he gets frustrated.
I think he gets he's old and gets lost in thought in what he's about to say.
Bro, he's 47 years old.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry.
If you move.
If you move, Ole. If you move. What? I don't know, Doc. I've got nothing. I mean, the thing is, and I think it was Ben Martin who said it on social media to me, and I knew this was coming. He makes a move to manage them. And dude, that's the last thing they need.
That's the last thing they need. I mean, fuck, they used to have Missy.
Dude, they don't need a manager. They definitely don't need an old man who can't speak managing them. Doc, we're about to get, in about 15 seconds on the video, a Steiner line to Death Row from Rick Steiner. And then Rick Steiner muscles up Death Row for a body slam.
I've got the body slam marked.
Death Row is clueless.
Oh God, that was bad.
It's glory. Here comes the Steiner line in a second.
Oh, there you go.
Here it is.
And then I have the next move at 27 seconds here.
Yeah.
So in 10 seconds, that's like, man, that's strong.
Watch how he muscles him up here, Harper.
Oh, shit. What? Oh, my God.
Come on, buddy.
Oh, boy.
He just dead. How much you think Death Row weighs, Harper?
425?
Something like that.
425? No.
Oh, look, Scott's all pissed off. He's like, you motherfucker.
360?
Well, he didn't post.
He didn't post at all. He was basically he was like a sack of potatoes with appendages, and I can't tell you how hard that is to lift somebody when they do that to you. I mean, it truly shows how strong Rick Steiner is. I mean, he's the smaller of the two, but I can't explain to you how much strength and balance he had to pick him up.
And then
like
I've got another one here at 3504.
Yeah, let's go to that one.
Whoa, Death Row's all over the place in there.
Look. Scott muscles him up.
God!
The problem is, he's probably never really left his feet.
And if you wrestle in the Steiners, you're going to leave your feet.
He's probably never been fucking super. But look. Yeah, suplex, body slam.
No, you're going to learn.
Probably never fucking... Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
That's the move you were talking about, Doc?
Like playing like in the pool wrestling. That dude sucks, bro.
He has no clue.
Was he one of the commandos?
No, that was Ray Candy.
He's going to get shot on. Oh, shit. That was the timestamp.
I felt bad. Go ahead, Harper.
I mean, why do you want to take it out on him?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Guy. Right.
I felt bad for Snake Watson because Scott's pissed and he just fucking nails him with a lariat that just cleans his clock.
Well, we've already done a review where Rotunda shoots on Death Row for being stupid.
That was one of the best shows we've ever done on Patreon. Like quick shows, I mean. Because we did the video version and everybody loved us reviewing that, the way he shot on Death Row. And Death Row acted like he was going to do something, and Rotunda's just toying with him like, bitch, you do not want to do this because I will take you to the ground and you won't be able to do anything.
Look how wild Death Row is.
And he didn't even do anything.
When they show him in a corner, he's just hanging on the ropes, and it's obvious he's out of breath.
Doc, did we get your timestamp in?
Yes.
Was it the lariat?
Yeah, but there's just so much. Yes, the lariat was it, yes.
I feel bad for Snake Watson because it wasn't like he did anything wrong. He caught the wrath of it.
On that.
Yeah.
Like, the Steiners are just impressive. Just to be able to throw a man like Death Row around and just take him where you want him. Ole's a big man. It's one thing to take Ole down like they did on that pay-per-view or Clash, Doc, but they're just flinging around this. I don't know how tall Death Row is, and I mean, he weighs a good 350 at least, but he looks like he's a good 6'2", 6'3", and Scott's just manhandling him. He's just throwing him around like a rag doll, even when he doesn't want to go. Okay, any other thoughts on the Steiners as they defeat those two? Doc?
No.
All right. Samoan SWAT team cut a quick promo. They tell the Steiners, you're going down. Now, the Steiners are not wrestling in the SST at the Clash, but I thought I'd mention that since we have actually seen these four guys kind of get into it. If you remember, I think one of them hit Scott Steiner with a shovel. So we've seen some heat there with these two, and that's why I wanted to bring that up. But they're cutting a promo, but I don't know. I'm not going to tell you to hold your breath on if that match will happen or not, so stay tuned. We get a bunch of commercials. Go ahead, Harper.
I remember this commercial.
I did too.
Greyhound 60.
Greyhound.
Imagine taking a Greyhound bus.
No.
Just driving around to driving. Let's say from fucking New Orleans to fucking Dallas up by y'all. Fuck you. That'd probably take 6 fucking days.
And you're sitting next to some asshole with tuberculosis or some shit.
Right.
Harper, I guarantee you it would take like 15 hours or some bull crap because of the stops.
Right, that's the problem.
I needed to ask you two a question. Now I didn't have cable during this time, but evidently CNN had a NFL preview pregame show in 1990 that started at 11:30 Eastern, which would have been 10:30. Do y'all remember that at all?
No, because I didn't have cable, so this is all new to me.
Vince Cellini or Cellini, I can't remember.
I remember him.
Cellini and Ken Stabler hosted this thing. Now, Ken Stabler was at one time a CBS color commentator on NFL games in the 80s.
Yeah,
but
played for the Saints
and Raiders
at the end of his career,
and he was done.
Yeah,
when he came to the Saints. God, Bum Phillips made some dumb trades. He traded for. I love Darrell Campbell, but the dude had no legs by the time he got to the Saints. I don't know if you ever seen that run, Hopper, where he breaks into the open and he's at like the 40-yard line and he gets to the 20 and he just runs out of gas. And nothing left in the tank. He's like, all right, I think I'll lay down here. Damnedest thing I've ever seen. But I did not know CNN had a pregame show in 1990, so that was news to me. I don't recall it. Let's keep moving. The next match is Lex Luger versus Doug Vines. Picture-in-picture promo from Luger. Luger tells Flair it's the final showdown between the two of them. I wouldn't count on that being final, but anyway, Luger wins with the torture rack to no one's surprise. I got nothing else from it, Doc. What do you got?
Vines had an interesting haircut here. Because it's not mullet necessarily. It's just he's a long-haired dude.
That's how he looked in the early 80s, too.
Well, yeah, he had the ICW championships with Jeff Sword.
Yep. He wrestled in Mid-South, too, enhancement talent. If you look at him right here and what he's wearing, boots, hairdo, everything, It looks like he's in 1983 right now. There's no difference. 7 years later, he's stuck with the gimmick. Knew how to wrestle though. I mean, it wasn't like he was a bad wrestler.
No.
But everything he's got on is, I mean, it's Doug Vines that I remember. But nothing else from that. Okay, so anything else, Doc, before we keep going?
No.
All right. So we do need to get to a Flair promo, and this is what we're talking about when we just don't have enough smack talk. There's just nothing. And before I go to it, I'll just say, they gave Ric Flair 30 seconds to cut a promo, and here it is.
Wednesday night, right here, TBS, the Clash of Champions, and yours truly, the Nature Mark, custom made from head to toe, styling and profiling, will walk to the ring and defeat Lex Luger for the United States Heavyweight Championship on TBS Wednesday night, live and in color. Woo!
TBS should be fined by the FCC for stupidity for giving Ric Flair a 30-second promo and nothing else before a Clash of the Champions episode, or before a clash that's coming up against Luger for the U.S. title. This is just dumb. 30 seconds there's no excuse. Doc, what do you have?
I think Rick ought to say, I'm going to win that U.S. title and melt it. Make a ring out of it because it's such a worthless title.
Okay. And your thoughts on the 30-second promo?
Yeah, fuck all that, bro.
We're not cutting promos anymore.
Right. That's not a promo.
Yeah, you're right. It's an ad for the show that's coming up.
Yeah, and it's one of those little tape fucking things with him in front of a fucking green screen.
Good point.
In a picture-in-picture, I guess that's their promos. I guess they figured we can save time by doing that during the matches. Instead of having to do the promo after, between matches, we could just have that during the match to save time.
I'd give them a pass, but we saw a 2-hour episode where they had barely any promos.
Yeah, it's fuck this.
So Sid Vicious is now taking on Joe Kazana, and Sid powerbombs Kazana and wins. Doc, any thoughts? Boy, he flung Kazana there.
So Sid is on the hot ass tail of Sting, but he's not going to wrestle at the Clash.
Oh, I got a bunch of stuff to say about who wrestles and doesn't wrestle at the Clash. If you're going to bring that up. And then there's somebody who wrestles Z-Man at the Clash that needs a promo cut on him. I'm sorry, Chris Zauha. I love you, man. You're the man, Chris Zoncha. You're one of the greats out there and one of the best members of our Facebook community and all that stuff. But we just gonna have to agree to disagree about Z-Man. I can't, bro. Yeah, we got a problem. There's some things on the Clash. We'll talk about that though. All right, Doc. Anything else?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
I forgot. I didn't make a note. I want to see how vicious Sid's powerbomb is on Kazana. Wow. Sid puts it on him, dude. Okay, I'm going to get to it, Doc. I'm trying to fast forward a little bit to the video package because I need Harper to see this too. This is the video package for the Master Blasters. Now, y'all just saw a second of it before I could hit pause. Pay attention because it's not long.
Okay.
Here it is. No audio. Just watch it. See some guys walking through. See the legs and feet of guys walking through what appears to be a junkyard or a car compactor type yard. They're crushing cars. And that was it.
That's it.
All right. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Now, I'm not sure why they showed this clip, first of all, in that it was so short, because we only see, again, the legs of the Master Blasters walking through this facility. It seemed pointless, unless they really thought we were wondering and thinking, wow, who could that be? I would have just assumed just debut him at the Clash and that would be fine, because I don't know if seeing their legs right here would have made me want to go, ooh, who's that? Especially just a couple days before a Clash. Any additional thoughts, Doc?
What are we doing?
Yeah, this is horrible.
There is one great member of the Master Blasters, though. I can't wait to talk about that, though. I'll tell you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to talk about when we actually see him from the waist up.
Let's go to the closing promo of this week's episode from September 1st of 1990. It is Sting, and I'm here for it because Doc loves him some Sting.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to spend it with a heavyweight champion of the world, the Stinger. Remember, fans, this Wednesday night, the Stinger will defend the World's Heavyweight Championship for the first time on national television right here on TBS against the unknown commodity, the Black Scorpion.
Black Scorpion, I don't know who he is. He says he's from California, from 1986. Somebody I used to know. I don't know who it is. We've had the opportunity to see one tape. Maybe we'll get to see more. He's kind of letting little hints go by, but I guess we'll never know exactly who it is until we hop into the ring. And I got to admit, Rossi, I'm the kind of guy that just kind of does whatever comes to mind, you know. But we are talking about an unknown. Somebody says he knows me, but I don't know him, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to prepare for a match like this, so I am kind of curious, and I am thinking about it. I do lay in bed at night thinking, who is this guy? What's his background? What's his style in the ring? So it's not just going to float by my head. It's definitely on my mind, you know?
It's going to be a great challenge not being able to scout for someone, but you're going to be fighting this one on national television. Will that make a difference?
National television is always the best place to defend the world title, because when you defend the world title, I want the whole world, not just everybody in the arena to see, but everybody in the whole wide world. And I'm not going to let anybody down because it took me a long time to come up with this, Russ.
Best of luck to you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow night at 6:05 on the main event.
Rick got 30 seconds and Sting got that. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say, Doc.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
This is why I said I'm not watching this shit.
Well, and he's half no-selling the damn Black Scorpion, which I don't blame him, but what are we doing here?
Yeah, this is fucking shit, bro. Trying to think.
I don't know. I mean, I'm excited. The Clash is worth it so far.
It was this. I mean, at third was the AWA at this time, huh? They were on life support.
Oh, they may be done.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's Sting! Ow! No howl this week. He's completely flustered over the Black Scorpion. So
I can tell.
Man. So we do need to rate it and hand out some Rolexes. That may be a little tough, but before we do so, I want to remind you all to please don't forget to use the BTT Amazon Associates link. That's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. That's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Give that link to the wives, girlfriends, side pieces, whatever you have in your life, and tell them to use it. Do like our friend JBL Objective said on Twitter. Actually physically put it in the browser for them and bookmark it for them every time they utilize Amazon and they're shopping there. And Mikey and DFW did a great job of providing a tutorial on social media as well. So follow it, and it's real easy. But again, it's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. A great way to support this show without spending anything extra. If you're already shopping there, show gets a little bit of support in return. And then don't forget, look, these are some down shows, but the Clash is going to be spectacular. Maybe not spectacular, but good. And you can listen to our review of that at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. All right, Doc, I'll throw it to you first. Do you want to give out the Rolex or rate it first?
Let's rate it.
Okay, what are you going to rate it?
C+.
Oh, wow.
What?
I'm with him. I'm going to give it a C+ as well.
Well, you gave it a C+.
The enhancement talents were better this week, so you had better in-ring matches, and then it's always fun when you get somebody like Death Row to watch the Steiners just, put on a demonstration.
For real, they really did put on a demonstration, which is why they're going to get my Rolex.
Well, Harper, what did you rate it? You had a reaction to us, so what are you going to rate?
I'm not fucking. This is horrible.
You can't hide it.
A D.
Wow.
Oh, to tell you what, I'll give it a C because it was only 52 minutes long.
Well, now you just gave it a higher grade than us.
No, I said C.
That makes no sense. Okay, yeah, we had C+. That's right.
Yeah. And the Rolex, I'll fucking the Steiner brothers for fucking muscling up that fucking Death Row guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was about to say something totally like he did that time years ago. Oh my God.
What?
Doc knows what I'm talking about. Even Phil Allen had to pop when he said that years ago. I'll never forget. He was going off on me for something. And I was like, oh my God, he's not about to say that. And he didn't say it. And I was glad, but it was close. Oh. Yeah, I gotta give it to the Steiner. Who are you giving your Rolex to, Doc?
Oh, the Steiners.
Steiner line.
The best part about that is Snake Watson didn't do anything to them, and they just took it out on him.
They were like, yeah, fuck you.
He was like guilty by association. It was pretty terrible.
And he's probably fucking met the guy 5 minutes ago.
That was bad. That was bad for him, man. All right. Yep. So 2 C's, 1 C, 2 C plus, and everybody gave it to the Steiner brothers. Before we get out of here, I need to mention a couple of quick things. Check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. The northern version of BTT, slightly classier, definitely more professional, still fun nonetheless. They support us, so please support them. Check out them at OVP or Our Vantage Point, wherever you get your podcast from. And then check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV. They do our ECW show on the Patreon feed, but they also handle or do their own show on the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just check out the Bottom Line Cast wherever you get your podcast from and give them a listen. Hopper, have you gotten any video shout outs lately or anything that you've had to do?
I got one.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So if you'd like your very own video shout out from Hardbody Hopper, email him first, Chris Harper 16 Wildcat with a K at gmail.com. That's Chris Harper 16 Wildcat at gmail.com. Tell him what you want in your video shout out or relationship advice or whatever you're having him cut a promo on, whether it's a friend or whatnot. And then most importantly, you're going to have to PayPal him to cc30388cc@yahoo.com. The email and the PayPal address are in the show description, so check it out there along with the timestamp. Doc, anything else before we get out of here? As now los vaqueros son 0-1 hecho con los playoffs.
No, I'm not in a good mood because of that. I came on here and I was a good sport about
You were. I got to give you credit.
So let me go.
Wow, he's upset.